Hello everyone, greetings and welcome to Chummy Bless page. Today our topic will be taken from Hernia. Our topic today is Hernia. So a lot of people or most people have been asking me questions about Hernia. So instead of me saying it privately, today I would want to discuss briefly about Hernia. As you listen and pay attention, may God bless us all. And also, please, I beg you to click on the subscription button and subscribe, okay? Like and give me a follow and a thumb up. Thank you so much as you listen. Appreciate. So, hernia proper. What? Please, I want us to know that this is a discussion and don't expect me to be perfect. I am to be corrected where you feel I'm wrong, okay? Thank you so much. So, hernia to a layman, I believe I'm teaching those that are not really aware of what this condition is all about. Hernia is a medical condition, okay? Is a medical condition whereby there is a protrusion as a result of weakening of muscles that holds an organ. Do you understand? Is a condition that arises as a result of weakening. Hernia occurs when the muscle of a particular place has been weakened, thereby leading to its protrusion. So in this condition now, when the muscle of a certain part of the body gets weakened as a result of certain factor, it could make that particular place to bulge out. You understand? It will first of all make the place to be weak. It will make it to be weak depending on the factor or the cause. It will make that place to be weak. So when it gets weakened, it will make that place, that particular area, to be vulnerable. Then it will now make tissue that is inside, or the tissue or the organ that is inside, to protrude through that particular place. And it is good that when you notice such thing, okay, let's continue with the teaching. So there are different types of hernia. Mainly we have four types of hernia. One of which is the umbilical hernia, which is the one that is very, very popular. Umbilical hernia is the one that the umbilical hernia is the one that mainly happens in the navel. You understand? It's the one that mainly happens in the navel, in the button, in the navel. So you see there will be a protrusion in the navel. That's where that umbilical hernia happens. We have another one which is the inguinal hernia. Inguinal hernia, the inguinal hernia is the one that happens at the groin. Is the one that is mainly popular. Sorry, not the umbilical. The inguinal hernia is the one that is mainly popular. You understand? It happens in the groin, at the groin here. Here, see it here. That's where inguinal hernia happens, occurs, at the groin. So we have another one that is the Hernia hernia. Hernia hernia is good that when you notice such thing, okay, let's continue with the teaching. So there are different types of hernia. Mainly we have four types of hernia. One of which is the umbilical hernia, which is the one that is very, very popular. Umbilical hernia is the one that the umbilical hernia is the one that mainly happens in the navel. You understand? It's the one that mainly happens in the navel, in the button, in the navel. So you see there will be a protrusion in the navel. That's where that umbilical hernia happens. We have another one which is the inguinal hernia. Inguinal hernia, the inguinal hernia is the one that happens at the groin. Is the one that is mainly popular. Sorry, not the umbilical. The inguinal hernia is the one that is mainly popular. You understand? It happens in the groin, at the groin here. Here, see it here. That's where inguinal hernia happens, occurs, at the groin. So we have another one that is the Hernia hernia. Healthier hernia is the one that occurs in the stomach as a result of pressure. You understand? It happens in the upper part of the stomach, which could protrude through the chest. You understand? And it occurs as a result of pressure. So when there could be the level of pressure that that particular part cannot hold. It could be pressure in the diaphragm. It could be pressure in the stomach, which could be as a result of trauma or anything. So those pressure now can predispose one to this condition we are talking about, which is hernia. Then another one is the incisional hernia. Incisional hernia is the one that occurs as a result of surgical scars. You understand? So incisional hernia occurs as a result of previous surgery or any surgical scars. You understand? So when that particular place that you had an operation didn't when it didn't heal properly, or when the surgery wasn't, the adhesion wasn't it didn't heal properly, it could make that particular site to weaken, making it flexible or making it free, light enough to allow the internal tissue to protrude through it. So now I've listed about 4 major types of hernia that you should know about. We have the inguinal hernia, which I said is very, very popular, and it occurs mainly in the groin. Understand? The inguinal hernia occurs in the groin. We have another one that I said is the umbilical hernia, which occurs in the bottom of the navel. We have another one, the hiatal hernia, which occurs in the stomach that protrudes through the chest region. So that one, it's really very, very painful. You understand? That one, it is, and then we have the 4th one, which is the surgical hernia, the incisional hernia, sorry, which occurs as a result of surgery. You understand? Surgical adhesion and stuff like that, or surgical scars can cause that. So causes of this hernia, there are certain things that can cause this hernia, or things that can predispose one to hernia, one of which is weakening of muscle. Remember, in the definition of hernia, I said it is a medical condition that arises as a result of weakening of muscle or tissue that holds it firm, that holds a particular part firm. There is weakening. So one of the major causes of hernia is weakening of muscle or weakness of muscle. So that's the major one, number one of it. Then the second one of it is pressure, increased pressure. The pressure could be as a result of coughing. It could be as a result of the pressure could be as a result of coughing. It could be as a result of lifting heavy something. It could be as a result of straining. You understand? So all this can predispose one to hernia. Okay. So another one is age. Hernia also occurs in people at young age. Mainly it occurs so we say age because during young age, a kind of younger age, middle let's say within the ages of early 20s to 40 thereabout, you understand? Because at this age there is a lot of physical changes that is happening in an individual body. There are a lot of hormonal changes, there are a lot of things that are happening. So all these factors now can make age to be one of the factors that predisposes one to hernia. Because during that age, there are a lot of changes that is happening, there are a lot of activities that is happening in the body, there are a lot of physical muscular activities, and also remember we say that straining, lifting, all these things are one of the things that affect one. And at those young age, when people tend to be smoking, lifestyles and all this stuff. So that's what brings about the change, because at certain age, people tend to do certain things which you cannot do at maybe when you get to a higher level. So age, when we talk about age, it is believed, certain school of thought say that hernia also mainly occurs in people at higher age, maybe people from the age of 40 years, within 40 to 6 years, that most of them suffer umbilical hernia more, you understand. Then they also say that people from within the age of 60 to 70 years suffers hiatal hernia more, because of because of age, and also they believe that people within the ages of 70 and above suffers inguinal hernia. No, suffers they believe that people from the age of 70 years and above suffers more of the incisional hernia as a result of accumulated scars and weakening of the muscle. So, so obesity is one of the causes of hernia. So it is expected that one should watch his or her weight, live a healthy lifestyle, because it can predispose one to hernia. If you're the type that doesn't watch your diet, if you're the type that eats anyhow, you allow accumulation of excess fat, said it can predispose one to hernia. Genetic factor, if there is a history of hernia in your lineage, it can also predispose one to hernia. So another factor that can predispose one to hernia is previous history of scar. You understand? When there is previous surgery, when there is previous history of surgery, when there is history of surgery or certain trauma, you understand? When there is previous history of scar and then trauma or surgery, all these can predispose one to hernia. I believe you guys are getting me. Please, at any point where you get confused, feel free to ask your questions, and do well to give me a thumb up, like, give me a follow back, also subscribe as you join. Thank you so much. So, signs and symptoms of this hernia. Number one, there is bulge. There is a physical bulge. You see it physically. There is a bulge. There is a swelling. You understand? At that particular place where the hernia is occurring, there is a bulge. There is a swelling. Is inflamed. Is obvious, and that place is also tender. Is inflamed, bulge, and also is tender. When you touch it, it's very very tender to touch. Then another one is pain. You feel pain. You feel pain. There is a kind of intense pain, discomfort. You feel it at that particular place. Also, another one is heaviness. You feel a kind of heaviness, and there is a kind of increased pressure at that particular part. Another one is also burning sensation. You feel burning sensation at that particular place. You feel a kind of burning sensation. Then another one is you find it very very difficult to lift something, maybe, or bend that particular place. Maybe the thing occurs in your leg, in your stomach. You find it very very difficult to bend, or maybe it's the one that occurs in your stomach. You find it very very difficult to bend. The one that occurs in your groin. So generally there is pain, there is pressure, there is intense pain, there is pressure, and others that I've listed. So when this condition occurs and is left untreated, it could lead to some complications. So that's why when you notice any of all these signs that I've mentioned, you should try your best to visit the hospital, see a physician, you understand? Because if adequate attention is not carried out at early enough, it can lead to certain complication. So those complications are, one of them is strangulation or cut off of blood supply to that particular area. It could lead to strangulation or total cut off of blood supply to that particular area. So and also when when there is total cut off of blood supply, you know what happens next? There, it could also lead to um, necrosis. Once there is blockage or complete cut off of blood supply, it can lead to necrosis, because once blood is not supplying to that particular region, that the artery and everything there will start to die. You understand? Blood supply, yeah, it will start to, the tissues surrounding that place will begin to die off, because there is no blood supply to that particular area. It can also lead to incarceration or trap hernia. Then another one, it can also lead to um, organ rupture. You understand? As a result of that protrusion and weakening of that place, the organ will continue to protrude and protrude. So if attention is not given to it, it can rupture, and then that will be another problem altogether. So the treatment here now is for you to be watchful. You need to be watchful, and once you notice anything at all that is a sign of hernia, you should visit the hospital and find out if it's hernia, so that they will start medication as soon as possible. Then another one is surgical procedure, to treat it. And another one is mesh. There is a level at which this thing will be. A mesh is a way, is a kind of surgery that is done. Something is used to support that particular place that is very, very weak. So it is part of the medical procedures, you understand, that is done to help and is done to in treatment of this hernia. So how do we prevent this hernia from occurring? There are ways at which we can prevent the occurrence of hernia. One of which is living a healthy lifestyle. When we are all expected to live a healthy lifestyle, when you don't eat properly, when you don't exercise properly, all these things can affect one's health. It can also predispose one to hernia. Maintaining a good weight can help one to avoid hernia. You understand? Eating good, avoid lifting things that are very, very heavy. Make sure you avoid things that are very, very heavy. Stop overdoing it, you understand? Because it can predispose you to hernia. Quit smoking, quit taking too much of alcohol, because all these things can predispose you to hernia. Then try and manage your stress. When you're too weak, you get some rest. When you overstress yourself, get some rest. All these things can help you to prevent the occurrence of hernia. So what do we do when we notice this condition? When we see all these signs, when we notice all these things that I've talked about, number one is to consult your medical practitioner. That's the very important one. You consult your doctor. It's very, very important that you consult your doctor. Get a regular checkup, very important, and also healthy lifestyle. All these things I'm saying, I've already discussed it. It's very, very important if you want to avoid the occurrence of hernia. Then another one is, so in this teaching, what I want us to take note is, I want us to understand that hernia is treatable. Please take note that hernia is very, very treatable. It's very, very treatable. It's very, very, very treatable. And also, once you notice anything like that, please consult your health practitioner. Very, very important, because early detection helps you to avert the complication. Also, maintain a healthy lifestyle. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle helps to prevent the occurrence of this medical condition. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you guys enjoy this topic. I promise to bring more of medical topics like this. Please, if there is any question, don't hesitate to ask me. If there is any correction, I am to be corrected. Thank you so much for your audience. I really appreciate. Please don't forget to click on the subscription button to subscribe. Give me a thumb up. Give me a follow. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and God bless you all. God bless us all. Thank you.